Hey y'all, it's your girl Ro here, and I want to welcome you to Baking Up Christmas 2022. Welcome to day 4 of Baking Up Christmas. Now let's get into the video. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you one of my most popular recipes, one of my most popular infused pound cakes, and that is the Hennessy pound cake. It is a big hit around this season, but I recreated it and made it a salted caramel Hennessy pound cake. Let's get into it. Now here I have a pint of Hennessy. You're not going to use all this liquor. You can get a half a pint, but just in case you mess up, you might want to get this bottle so you won't have to run back to the store. Starting off with the dry ingredients, I'm going to be using 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And we're going to put those ingredients all together, and they're going to be sifted right into this bowl. Make sure when you do get your baking powder out of your cup, you want to level it off and then add to your ingredients so that your pound cake can come out correctly. Now you just sift it into this bowl, and then once that is done, you want to set this to the side. In another bowl, you want to add in 2 sticks of salted butter and a half cup of butter flavor shortening. You want to cream these 2 together until they are nice and smooth and they are well incorporated. Make sure your butter, eggs, and buttermilk is at room temperature. Now you want to add your sugar and your eggs. You want to start off adding just a little bit of the sugar, and you want to mix that until it's incorporated. And then you want to follow up with your next ingredient, and that is your eggs. But you want to add your eggs one at a time. And you want to mix that. And after the egg is incorporated, you just want to alternate between the sugar and your eggs. Make sure you mix after adding each ingredient. And you mix that all together until these ingredients are well incorporated. When you incorporate your ingredients, like your egg and your sugar, when you add your egg, you want to mix it until you don't see it no more. When you add your sugar, you want to mix it until you don't see the sugar anymore. And that is incorporating your ingredients and then moving on to your next ingredients. But it should come out nice and fluffy as you see here. And now it's time to move on to the next ingredients. So I'm going to be adding in the flavor. I'm using a half teaspoon of the rum flavor. Also, I'm going to add in 3 teaspoons of the cookie nib flavor. If you don't have cookie nib flavor, you can use vanilla extract. So I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of the Hennessy. Y'all don't need to add no more than that. Please trust me. It's a rich cake, and you're going to taste the Hennessy. So instead of using my hand mixer, I'm just folding those ingredients in with my spatula, and make sure you scrape the bottom, but just fold it in until all those ingredients is well incorporated. It looks like it's going to curdle, but don't worry, it's going to be fine. Now I'm going to add in the flour mixture. Add in a little bit at a time, mix, and then you want to alternate that with your buttermilk. I'm using 1 cup of buttermilk. You just add a little bit in and just mix that until it's incorporated, and then alternate with your flour until each of those ingredients are all incorporated in this mix. And it's going to come out nice, smooth, and velvety. So now I'm adding in the last of the buttermilk. We're going to get that incorporated, and we're going to mix that until it's well combined. And once that is incorporated, it's going to come out nice and smooth. As you see here, you don't want to over mix it and incorporate too much air because it will fall during the process. Be sure to preheat your oven to 325 degrees. All right. This is a rich cake and it is good. So don't add any more liquor. I'm going to keep saying that. So I'm using a 10-inch bundt pan. I'm using some Pam spray with the flour in it. You want to make sure you spray this pan really good. Don't oversaturate it because this cake will stick to the pan. So cross your fingers. Spray it evenly and well, all right, until all the cracks are coated, and then just add in your batter. If you're unsure and you don't have Pam, you can grease your pan with some oil and then lightly coat your pan with some flour. Again, bake at 325 degrees for an hour and 10 minutes. Now let's make this salted caramel, this Hennessy salted caramel sauce. So I added in 1.5 stick of salted butter, 1.5 cup of light brown sugar. Now you want to cook this over low to medium low heat. Now the caramel I'm using today is the Dolce Leggera, and I'm using 2 cans. I know my recipe calls for 2 packs of the caramel bits, but you can use whatever caramel you choose. It can be the Dolce Leggera, the caramel bits, it can be craft caramel. You can even do your homemade caramel. Just follow the recipe and make it this way. So I'm adding in now 1 cup of the Hennessy, and I added in a little bit at a time. I'm just doing like half and half and just getting that mixed in. So I want you to just pay attention to how it looks loose, but it has to cook on in, and just continue to stir so the caramel don't stick. Now let me tell you, this is rich. This is a rich sauce. So if you choose not to add the 1 cup of Hennessy, then you can use a half a cup of Hennessy and it'll be perfect. But for all the heavy hitters that want to taste the Hennessy, use the 1 cup. And there go your sauce, all done. So simple, so easy. And here you go, cake done. All right, after an hour and 10 minutes, depending on your oven. So be sure to know your oven. If you don't, get your thermometer and put it in there. All right, this is the test. I'm using a cake stand. I didn't have any cake boards, but we're going to flip this. You want to let this pan sit for 30 minutes before you flip it out. All right, so here we go. Here's the test of time. Let's see what comes out. Well, we did it, but see how it stuck a little bit? I could have added a little bit of flour, but it happens to the best of us, okay? But it's still a good cake because we're going to cover it up with caramel. Don't y'all throw that cake away if it come out like this, okay? It's all right. It's all right. But, so, I'm going to cover that up. The sauce that was in the pan, I poured it into a cup so I can just go ahead and pour it. And plus, you can warm it up in the microwave. So, when it comes down to temperature, all right, would it be lukewarm? But you can go ahead and cover your cake as you see me do here. And I'm covering up those spots. And you won't even be able to tell that I had some boo-boos. All right. But the cake came out amazing. But before you take your cake, remove it from your pan, let it sit for at least 30 minutes. Okay. So that it can pop out nicely. To add a little bit more flavor to this sweet goodness, I'm adding some pecans. That's your choice if you would like to or not. But adding some chopped pecans or walnuts is your choice. This is the complete cake. And let me tell you, it's a rich cake. It's so good. It is a big hit. And let's cut into it, okay? So cutting into this cake, I want you guys to see how nice and soft, moist, and velvety this cake really is. But you got to try it for yourself, all right? She ready. Ro just came and gave you life. Look how moist this cake is. Sweet goodness. All right, if you're new here, welcome. And don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to like and leave a comment down below letting me know how you enjoyed this video. The recipe will be listed in the description box below this video. It's your girl Ro about to go, and I'll see you all in the next video.